Oseo, folks. How y'all doing today? I am Crow, your entertainer for this broadcast, and welcome to today's episode. Let's hope that switched over. It says I switched over. Yay, it switched over. Anyways, welcome to today's broadcast. Yay, second time in a row. Hopefully I can keep this up. Oh crap, it's not doing its thing. No, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. Sink into the hole a little bit. Yeah, today we're playing a mustache getting in my ears. Time to getting in my ears. No, I wish it was that big. Getting in my mouth. Time to trim it again. Playing Space Engineers. Got nothing better to do. I'm gonna install another game, but the one I want too big for this laptop for with the game already installed. Keyframe sequences of 40 seconds or less. YouTube's already got always got something to complain about. But yeah, I'm mute right now. I'm out scrounging around for a kill. Well, not yeah, kills, scavenging around for parts and everything that my disco towers are shut down. Uh, Surprisingly, this annihilator tank, which I like to name the Booper Snooper. It comes from when I was originally developing it, where it actually had like a big old face, almost like a dog's or a dragon's. Yeah, bitch and Betty's going off again. Yeah, just going out and about, just cleaning up my disco tower's mess. Let's see. Is that 8.7 meter, or is that just it's hard to tell from here. Okay, turn that off. See if it's anything. It's most likely something I want. Yeah, it's an 8 meter. Got tired of building, so just sit back, relax, and I am turning down the turning that down because I've got a killer headache right now. The food and drink is still up and about. I can go grind that down. I wanted to. No, no, get back in there. I gotta say that Disco Tower does take a number, does do a number on the incoming ships that I just want hippity hoppity to get out of my airspace. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some another one's generated in. Ooh, another 5 kilometers out. Dangerous. It's dangerous, but I actually want to. Usually that means a no, not for this thing. But I will say I took on a dangerous encounter with my little hover bike. I think I showcased that once, just zooming around and just buzzing it. Just scouting around, basically a radar antenna, what you would call it, if you want to put it that way. Starting to kind of would have wanting to push out the forward pylons to the left and right, so I have more a view up from the ball cockpit here, but that would need a more squat. Hmm, I detected something over there. There. 4 meters. Size, stationary, range, about two-ish, 2.5-ish kilometers. Unknown signal detected. Oh, the mammoth. I'm gonna have to go investigate the mammoth here. Cause if it's what I think it is. Just move a little bit here, get a little bit more going. Decrease altitude a little bit, or attitude, or whatever. Just get the grind and repair systems a bit more engaged. Error. It's always error with you, YouTube. I did unmute myself, correct? Yeah, I did unmute myself. Go. Okay. Bring this back up to a flight minimum of 10 meters. Turn grind repair systems off. Actually, switch it to self repair and just turn it back on to self repair. I sworn the mammoth was the one I disintegrated. Okay, LR and A, those are on. Oh, I think it. Is this the one? I blueprinted the previous one. Ooh. Dare I? What? I can do some field AS stuff with this. Okay, let's land. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's land. Go. Get out our rifle, because you never know. Even though I don't have that kind of NPC on, but never approach a strange vehicle unless this is in too good of a shape. Um, it's almost like they got attacked while building this thing. Solar panels. Yeah, that's just a system putting on weapons where they can't go. Learned and not to get onto those. Get a few hitches here. It says no go, you cannot go this way. Okay, at least battery power's all the way up there. Okay, we got a cockpit for the mining equipment. What does one do? One's the loneliest number. One cargo container. It's got ammo. 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 It's got ice. It's pressurized. Nice bridge. Offline. Offline. Don't really want to be messing with these without knowing what they do. Solar panel. Driver assist system. Instructions use average EMS. Last run 7 milliseconds ago. Nice little thing. So first off, I have blueprinted the other one I came across. Seriously, you airlock this. with that there. Get it back to base. And I've got mine. Well, first off, this is going to be a problem. Well, no, because of this right here is holding it on. This to that. Just, it doesn't look secure. Here we got mag plates. So it actually has its own dock. This cannot retract. Okay. So I'd have to reverse it. This would have to unlock. Okay. Ow. What's the worst we can do? We can just destroy it. I've already got it blueprinted. I was going to just, once I got the base up and going, I was actually going to project it and create and weld it up from blueprint. So let's jump in the cockpit. I can't read that crap. So what are these? That's a turret controller, battery charge on and off, connector left, turret mode, mammoth warning light, throttle control. The mammoth OS. Control Gatling. PD is probably point defense. TV turret mode switch. PB DOS run. You couldn't have grouped these, could you? Or at least turned them off. So what I want to do is no. Here. I'm gonna guess parking brakes on. Or worse. We're in the ground. Okay, so I mark on off. Okay, that's not working. So I think we're kind of currently stuck in the ground. Good thing I got a drill. Because, yeah, we're stuck in the ground. Good thing I originally built this as a drill barge. As a mining barge. No, turn that off. This show area. Turn that up. No, turn that on. See how far underground it's been buried. Dude, that left wheel don't look too good. Does it need repairs? Oh, good. Thank goodness. So I may have some plans for this if I can get it back. I do like how they kind of got it like this, like big old giant radiators. Ooh, the rotors, huh? Okay, it's going to have to maybe go down like another what five, another few meters. It's on park, but that don't mean it's not going to go anywhere. And that's connected, so that should help a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here. Okay, so that is the correct height, I believe. Not fully. We're gonna have to go down another tick or two. At least I'm getting stone, which I kind of need at the moment. Well, not really, but I'm going to need it. I'm going to need a lot of stone because I'm working in concrete. Why concrete? It's a lot better than heavy armor. Come to find out. Okay, yeah, this seems to be the correct level I need. Not need, but required. Yeah, that dude it. That about dude it. That dude it, dude. So it looks like I'm backing up because I'm not running into that. So Mac plate would require Mac plate require uh motor construction component. No. Motor construction components. I still got that on. Yes, I do. And I think the Booper Snooper here's got it. No, over here. Okay, so yeah, it's got what it needs to a Mac plate onto this and just power down. Don't know how that's going to be with everything. Green. Just let it continue doing its thing. I do not want to attach the Hooper Snooper right onto it right now. Cause it may go kapowie, you know, clang, how clang is. So, okay, let's search here. 6, 7. Ah, it's retracting. Okay, so those are retracting. I actually have to turn this on. Uh, uh, Park right on. Okay, wheel is a turning. And brake on. Okay, run. FDS failure. Yeah, that's lighting. Can't see crap because it's too bright. That was probably a mistake. Yeah, screw it. Look, I appreciate it, but screw this thing. I can't just back up and go. Why the hell? So, you annoyed me enough to disassemble. Get rid of this road train. So I had plans for it. Still do, because I actually got the. I encountered another one early on, and like, do I want this? No, there'll probably be another one coming up. I actually need the resources more, and come to find out, yeah, it came up. The mammoth came up, but stay a little bit away. I just like watching it collapse and just like finding out how it was built. Seriously, why do you need a script to run those wheels? You don't need a script to run the wheels. You do not need a script to run the wheels. You need a script to run the drill rig, which I would immediately get rid of. You may need a script to get rid of to run the refinery and the assemblers to what you want. Wheel could not be replaced. Could not be placed. Wheel could not be placed. Of course not. We're disassembling this sucker. He keeps putting out. I was surprised to find this had actually a refinery in it originally. Surprised it had artificial mass. Ooh, it's actually got an oxygen tank. Full too. Oh, dude, it's got 2 hydrogen engines. I thought it only originally had one. Dude, it's got its own H2O2 generator. This thing's just as self-sufficient as the Booper Snooper here. Actually, more so, considering it's got an it's got industrial a grade refinery and assemblers, which work faster. But I've actually got more hydrogen tanks and a better O2 tank. Also, I've got better weapons on it on the Booper Snooper. Got a Mac for thumper cannons, a number of PPCs, large lasers, some things you can do some pot shots with. I think those are those neutrons. No, nucleon shotguns. A long range missile launcher pods. Uh, and a whole bunch of Federation styled phaser banks. It originally was going to just be a simple mining rig, but the more I worked on it, the more it turned out to be a Malkoran Annihilator tank. It had to be self-sufficient. That build its own. It had to repair itself. It had to be able to come out and grind what I wanted. It had to drill. It had to drill. It had to make its own ammo, its own repair parts out of what it drilled. Yeah, seriously. I can understand the timer blocks for the for this for the drill. I kind of like this. Kind of the mag plates. But you could have done something a lot better than use these. I understand if you didn't want to use any of the DLC items, but still, dudes. These landing gear mag plates just look horrendous. They look like feet. Hey, You about done over here? Oh, I'm not getting as many or tendrils as I'd like. I don't want to go that far. I'll go around the other side. I am 10 meters from camping. Good. Of course, it's got its energy shields. Two types, actually. The quote unquote deflector shield, which is the oval around it, and the more tight hugging hexagonal one that goes around, that's actually more around the body, which is actually being generated from this here. The body one's here, while the all this here is more from towards down in there. I've got a repulsors and hover thrusters. That being the hover thruster there, and the repulsors are actually what's helping me maneuver and move around. Oh, and I've got a helping with the thrust. Gravity engines. Yeah, it had to hover, it had to fly. And Mark, and don't think it's actually a ship because it's got no armor. That's one prerequisite it has to have. It had to have no piece of armor on this thing whatsoever. No light, no heavy, no concrete. Yeah, area off limits. Yeah. No. You can go fuck off, Ember. You keep telling me that, but no. Yeah, this thing, once the shields are down, you're dead. Woo! Good thing I moved that far out. Could have lost some blocks there. Two artificial masses it needed that. I lower. No, not closer, not closer, not closer. There. Yeah. All those blue spirit orb tendrily things. Don't know what they're called. I know they're supposed to be the nanites, but yeah. At first I only had the one, then two, then I went up to five. Okay, they're moving away. That cult of the lost, I think, really likes to annoy me. I do like this though. And I did like the pad this was on. But I'll tell you right now, that was no mammoth. No, I could just use it as a decoration. So I've got kind of got plans for the helm here, and kind of the pad it was on. But we're going into the long and dark of the night. Ooh, we're over towards the setting sun. Yeah, I've got this world set up to where it's a 24-hour day-night cycle, so prepare for some long, dark. Okay, here. Let's get to cracking. Getting bored. Believe it or not, I'm real friendly with the space pirates. And oddly enough, me just letting a the Booper Super do this, I don't get I don't piss off the factions because I can do plausible deniability. It's throwing it into the assembler. Get in there. Yeah, from here I'm using the Azimuth's collection pack thing. I'm using the Mech Warrior BattleTech weapons pack thing, like 2027 one or whatever. I'm using the heat sink, using repulsor. I'm using the like this Star Trek weapons pack thing. I'm using the nano drill and the nanobot grind and repair system. Weapon core definitely. Say ooh, or this this high up, this high, this close to the surface. And it's never that lucky. Unless meteor strikes count. Yeah, that just is. That thing. Yeah, just a little hoover around. Up. Just think this as a different way of scavenging. No reputation loss. You get all the parts. And also, in the end, you get to keep the credit. It's kid. Timer blocks. If. Ooh. ineffective weapons that MES likes to throw on things for whatever reason. I may drop by the bar just for the hell of it, just to get it off the map. Hippity hoppity, get off my property. If you're within flight range, you're too close. You're on my property. And within flight range being 87 days at current power. Say magnesium. That's nickel. I've got plenty of nickel deposits around the Sarlacc. Ah. Once you get a build and repair system up and going, a grind build and repair system up, just one, say goodbye to hand welding and a hand grinding. Yep. And once you get a nano drill up and going, say goodbye to a hand drilling. At least for the most part. Still kind of got to supervise them. They do like to sometimes grind things and drill things that they're not supposed to. Let's head over to the AMS Baldwin. Give myself a maximum minimum ground clearance. And see what we can see. See what we can see. Ooh, is that probably something the disco tower shut down? A derelict has been detected. Yeah, this range, my airspace and property covers about. That went down to 17 minutes. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Please tell me that's what I think it is. Wave motion. That could have taken out a good chunk of shielding. Well, that's two wave motion cannons I've disassembled so far. No, no, no. Ah, what's that? 14 meters. Excuse me. Starting to feel a migraine coming on, folks. And I'm starting to feel like I gotta sneeze. What do we have here? Uh, it's something I didn't blow up. Oh no, I blowed it up, but actually one I wanted to check was I blew up the autocannon. Yeah, it's just this thing. At least it wasn't a something like a railgun. And yes, there are lights. I've had a to fight with this thing to get it to where the lights don't flicker so horribly. So that autocannon would have been nice. Oh, I'm gonna go for after the derelict. That's the AMS has been there a while. I'm going after the derelict, and I'm going to screw around with the space pirates a bit. Even though, actually, I'm pretty good terms with the space pirates. It's the scrapyard wreckers I'm not on the good terms with. They shouldn't be on my property, which is basically the whole of Mars. I should go offload all this, but I should be marking every little place like that. But come in basically towards the side, just in case I need to broadside them. Okay, phasers aren't picking anything. Phasers are picking things up. Okay, phasers have done their job. Okay, what do we have? Phasers no like you. Phasers really no like you. Phasers, shut up. You're destroying my wreck. Ooh, pulse battery. Ah, and an extended retractable point defense. Nice, nice. They shouldn't broadcast that on open channels like that unless they're intending to set a trap and phaser. Phasers are basically my early warning system. We done? We done. Oh, there's a cult garage over there. I want to go annoy the cult garage. I want to annoy the cult garage. First, okay, thumpers, mouse. Okay, there, disable. Target any power. Actually, no. Yeah, power. Ah, what the hell, any? They're LRMs. Oh, Oseo, Bradley. Ah, thanks. Now, this is my preferred way of salvaging. Basically, it keeps my I don't really have to do anything, and keeps my reputation intact. It's basically I make a salvage barge. I send my little drones out, my little replicators, and that way the no. Going up. Remember, you got to be within at least 900 meters. Okay, can I need it's there. No. Right in there. And boom. Yeah, nab it. Nope. Ah, there. Now, who's coming in to help? Yeah. It's like what if I have a grind and repair system, why that will actually grind enemy that allows me to grind enemy hostiles. Crap. Why would I oh great. That turned the phasers off. There we go. Uh, why would I not use it to just do my dirty work? Okay, there. Question is where? Okay, so it's below me. Like why? Okay, is there? Okay. I originally thought about it in the context of warships, of like going in and dismantling their cannonry, but then I got to thinking it would also work on bases on the concept of gray goo. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, okay, that got blown. Power's out. Yeah, power's out. So I'm not going to be grinding. Oh, I could. I could. But those look like. Yeah, I'm going to grind it out, see what's in here. Curious. But yeah, it's basically the gray goo concept, but weaponized and controllable. It's probably like quarters. Yeah, I've heard stories about people picking colors. Ooh. For the building repair system, and come to find out that was the color everybody was using to a yeah. The one thing I will switch it to grind a if somebody's annoying me enough, I will switch it to a grind friendlies or grind a neutrals. Like you're annoying me enough that I will switch it over to that color or switch it to that system. And I actually do at time, and I will switch it over to do it switch it on. Oh, that's it. That's you. Yeah, toilet. Now I will switch it on in combat to help me specifically because I target a power a generation first, and that way it eats away at the reactors and batteries, and that way without that you can't. They just drop from the sky, or sometimes I'll just park down right beside them, and because it will target basically unknown grids unless specified. And considering well, this is a small grid ship, and you notice what blocks the cargo ones I'm using, right? The industrial small ones, which have the like the large kind of basically the medium a connectors top and bottom. Well, I've got like a the repair up here, here, like here, kind of like just wherever I can, but uh yeah, it may but let's see, okay. Okay. Grind and repair, show area. No, use grind color. I do use grind color because there's been a number of times grind for this first, yes, which is when you're moving around. Select only if I don't know. Show area. Yeah. Remember, for those of y'all that don't know the grind and repair system, these can be moved around. So you could have it like as far out, left, right, up, down, and you can literally weaponize this a lot more. I just choose not to because this is not really a warship or meant for war. What you saw just right now at taking out this base is what it's meant to do. Is basically snipe it, come in, disassemble, and get out. It's basically a tank. Here, it's a tank, a barge. It's not meant to take on. It's it's a scavenger. a miner, but it's not meant to withstand anything like, say, like a Corvette, a frigate. It can take those out. That's why I put the Mac here and the Thumpers, but those are mainly meant for one shot for the big like artillery emplacements that was just right over here or here. Yeah, that's about it. I was concerned about weight, but the actually main theme was industrial. I wanted it to look like basically a processing plant because the initial idea was it was it's all supposed to be centered around the nano drill here, mining and then carrying it. That and the ball cockpit. Because originally I had the pylons up here with the ball cockpit hanging down below, but then I think, no, I want the connector so I can actually see where I'm connecting up, and it evolved from there. But then I got to thinking, but no, 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 no. Then I got hit by like three, four waves of a MES, specifically the Cylons, which very much love their long distance attacks. And I'm thinking like, oh crap, and all all seven of my initial prototypes got wiped out and like those attacks. And like crap, I need something to protect my ship, but I don't want to sacrifice the industrial look. So shields. And these shields right now are operating on they they won't last forever. 500 megawatts of power, but they won't stand up just like a bombardment of a full out engagement with a like with a cruiser or a frigate or something. They're enough to attack like an outpost or a small base, but you cannot take on a ship. If you've played around with the MES, a work mod, it'll barely hold off against one of the larger orc ships. Though the Mac cannon, along with the a six thumper cannons, will core one from bow to stern. It's got the firepower, it just doesn't have the defenses, which I wanted it that way. I was worried about weight, and I just wanted the industrial aesthetics. Kind of like, I also wanted the top of it to kind of look like a gun, because you can kind of see, kind of like you kind of front up there, the front top bits, kind of like the gun sight, which isn't the camera. You kind of got like the back here is actually the azimuth assembler, which kind of looks like the cocking hammer. And the radar right here, I know it's way too forward, almost simulates the trigger. Okay. Ah. So I am going to go back to the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, originally the up in here, as you can notice, it kind of looks like the piping here looks like hands. Originally, looking on forward, it was actually a face. I got rid of that because it's starting to creep me out. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually thinking about taking out the plasma cannon things there on top for actually extended for ER lasers. Yeah, but I wanted like a little bit of a industrial look to it. The only reason why I'm using these V8 is because they put out a lot of power. Yeah, I also got some hydrogen engines just for backups. Got a whole heck of a lot of batteries. So if I ever release this to the workshop, you've got backups. Yeah, really don't care. Yeah, I just wanted the industrial look. At one point, I had this a whole entirety covered in a conveyor pipes. That was a mistake. The Tower of Disco. Yep, it was that like 3, 4 attacks in a row that caused me just to go weaponize. Because I usually don't go weaponize myself, militarize myself until the MES really forces me to. I see the self-maintenance mods that I'm testing out's actually working. The rival tower, it lost. Parallax to keep going on. Turn shields off. I have learned with this thing. Bring that up a little bit. There we go. No, no, no. Here. Throw out on. Uh, Let me guess. You're not collecting everything. Oh yeah, I like this base a bit. Though actually, I like the grinder pit a lot. What I did with it, it's the base grinder pit is a the basically the grinder pit from the workshop. It, but I've modified it. Not sorters, connectors. I need to a collect all. No. I've always had problems with collectors. Throw out, collect all. So is it sorters I need to? Drain all. There we go. Yeah. The only thing I really like so far is my disco tower over there. It'll go off every now and then, which that this is easy to rebuild. It's just the weapon core at Federation. Well, weapon core a Star Wars and a concealed uh well with the concealed lasers and a this is why I call it the Sarlacc pit. Oh, it's gonna get noisy down there. I'll turn off the grinders. Yeah. This may be familiar to those of y'all that just download mods and all to test them out. Uh, the body of this grinder pit is actually from the Steam Workshop. What I did was usually there's vanilla saw grinders just along here, but I kept finding they would not grind certain. It spat up a lot of pieces and wouldn't collect certain ones, so I just got rid of those and I downloaded the flat grinders, installed that, and to make it more like a Sarlacc pit, I installed the like the plasma grinders and just positioned them wherever I thought it looked like more like the Sarlacc teeth. Ah, crap. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace all this with concrete. I intended to, but as you can see, the problem with using light armor for all this, the original mod author did was invite it to be destroyed that much more easily. Heavy armor blocks would have been a lot better, but I totally understand that would have put a resource constraint on its construction, which, considering how much resources went into this thing, it probably would have just been wiser to go with the heavy instead of just the light armor, which now that I got concrete, I'm gonna recruit this in concrete. Yeah, Call of the Void. Right now, I'm trying to make us kind of like a dry dock over there. I have the what is it? The recently released or the recently featured a self-maintenance mod. A currently a filling in the frame, the reinforced concrete frames. Yeah, I need a better way down here. Ooh, disco! Disco towers going off. Probably the meteor showers. Hardly anything gets in within a 3 kilometers because of that.
On my way.
See, Scion. That's probably a destroyer. Yep, just now noticed. Yeah. That's how I get most of my scrap for all this. Most of this was not built by mining, believe it or not. Except for maybe except for the cobalt, which was used for metal grids. All this, well, that and the concrete, which requires stone. All this taken from salvage. Those, oh crap, pieces missing. Those are actually Klingon disruptors, which is part of the is it S-Tech? No. Well, uh, not available. Fine, I'll make it big. Uh, the Klingon disruptors is part of the Star Wars weapon core pack, I believe. As you can see here, they're energy based, so but they got a range of 6 kilometers. They're energy, so they don't require ammo. Their trait is anti-armor. They do 100%, 200% to large grid, 100% to small grid. The key thing is 125% more damage to heavy armor, and 150% damage to light armor. They really cut through the armor, through the armor blocks. Non-armor, 65% damage, but the mod they come from is Star Trek Armory, discontinued, but it still works. This is where I get the phaser banks from. I tend to stay away from the Borg, the Romulan and all. Hey, yeah, that's possible. But if I'm building a large grid, I'm going to try to build in large grid, small grid, because a clang likes to happen when you clang likes to show up when you start mixing and matching. That's why I looked for a mod for small grid refineries and in all with the annihilator tank here. Something tells me some stuff is stuck in the assembler and all. Yep. Ugh. Survival kit. Don't need magnesium. Gravel. But how much did I use? Only got 2 shots off of thumpers. Okay, conveyor connector. Didn't even get it. Yeah, lag is a thing for this, for my, for this. Don't know if it's the world, if too many meteors are going on, if I've dug too deep and too greedily. You can see all the reactors I got powering this thing. I wanted to make sure I did not run out of ration production. No, no, I did not want that. I don't want rations in here. Don't want the rations. There we go. And for the concealed, yeah, too bad those aren't in small block. The concealed is from Star Blazers Yamato. I'd originally downloaded those for an earlier build, which I'm going to revive. Power of anime. Whenever it starts stuttering, I figure the concealed lasers are shooting something. So how are now? I've got Ganymede, the Ganymede refineries and all. I've got the Ganymede series of mods going, so just for the storage and everything. Yeah, that's YouTube for you. It usually takes. There's a 30-second lag. Okay, so you're working on reinforced concrete. Concrete total inventory. Let's see, okay. Self-maintenance unit, okay. Inventory. Um, Hopefully I got everything piped up correctly. Found. Found. Price normal. I got tired of being invaded. Mostly it's a Scion collective, but I've taken the approach hippity hoppity, get out of my property. You come within a 6, 7 kilometers of me, you're going down. I actually had a I used to have a higher tower, but I made one cut. I made one bad cut, and there's part of it, and it went down and down and down and down and down and down and down. That was while I was building it. It had almost 3 times as more weaponry than this tower does. Oh, and at the top of this tower is the shield emitter for the place, which I at one point had bumped up to 1 kilometer, but I thought that was a bit unfair for anybody coming in, so I bumped it back down to about a 500 meters. Okay, so we're doing this. I want to wait for them. Oh, I'd better order some more concrete. Yeah, I actually am all this here. I kind of want to explore it, but I'm actually going to probably drill this out and see how far the second disco tower went. Because that one I actually built with reinforced concrete, and reinforced concrete weighs that much. Uh, two what 2,500,000 or is it 2,005? Is it 2,005,000? 205,000? Whatever. The this one here, I believe I built with a blast door, which is only 2,800. Yeah. So yeah, it's not coming down anytime soon by weapon fire, but still, I got tired of everybody just wrecking everything, so I'm going to make sure it's not going to get wrecked anymore. And there's lag, so something's spawning in. Yeah, I need to order up some more concrete. Uh, Turn cooperative mode on. Throw in concrete. And I'm probably going to have to get some more cobalt eventually. Uh, no, it's more like I'm going to have to yeah, I am going to have to go mine some cobalt. That's going to get that's going to get tricky down there. Especially with this thing. Okie dokie. So, GPS. And there's the one where I said I needed shields. That's like the very first one of this, the form factor where I said, yeah, this thing actually needs some sort of defense. Rail cannon from from a drone coming in probably about probably I would say because the cockpit's about right at the time. The cockpit was about right in here. I'd say about right in there, coming straight through to the connector all the way through. That's when it didn't have any defenses or anything. And when I was relying on a just the phasers, that's when I said, "Yeah, this thing needs a shield." Yeah, that's the magnesium mine. This one's going to be a bit hectic because this thing's grown a few meters since. And I do not get rid. Uh, I do not get rid of stone. Unlike others. No, I need that cushion, that 1 meter cushion. But this could be it. Ooh, this is tight. Uh, no, keep thinking F is to switch cameras, but it's not. Okay. It's back. Let's up a little bit and turn on. Just let that do that. Hey, what do I got in my inventory? Yeah, I'll just keep it in my inventory. That does that. Yeah, I'm one of those space engineers that does not get rid of stone. Stone has valuable resources in it. Inventory full. Inventory full. Ooh, it's even picking up stuff I left. Question. Do I have those on? What the heck? Turn the refineries on. And you want to know what? Assembler, start making the grids. Uh, Good to know the grind and build and repair system's actually picking up my mess. No, no, get your butt back over there. I can just do this and it'll pick it up. Yeah, I know. Very riveting gameplay, but shows you another thing the build and repair system's useful for, even if you don't actually use it for building and repairing or collection. What's everything? How's the that's processing? The assembler doesn't really have enough. It's collecting. That doesn't have enough cobalt, it says, but it's collecting. It's cargo like. The LRs, I might as well just get rid of the LRs. We need cargo, small cargoes. Disco Tower's doing its thing. Actually, I shot the LRs, so that's what was those streaks earlier. So I need a reload. There we go. I think that's good enough. I know not all cargo's full, but we're not even half full. Come on, dudes, what you doing over here? Come on, Cobalt. We're needed for those meshes, for the reinforced concrete. That you plan on using for the second layer of the of the base, or is it the primary layer? So I'm doing it in two layers. The quote unquote base layer is a reinforced concrete, and the top layer is just regular old concrete. And I'm going to need a lot of cobalt for that. Come on, come on, come on. I think that's good enough right now. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, I really need to clear this hole out. Oh, please tell me I don't gotta replace anything. I am so tired of replacing this thing. It's ridiculous. By ridiculous, I mean I've given up replacing parts on it, and I've just tossed it into the Sarlacc and just spawned in a new one. It's getting that ridiculous. Ooh, we're finally at 100% hydrogen. Okay, I want this at 5 meters. Thrusters at 5 to give me that cushion so I don't slam right into it and bust out the undercarriage like I have been prone to do with this thing. That's the only reason why they're installed. Otherwise, I would have the mod. Pull this up to about right there. Okay, there, there. Turn shields off or things are going to explode. There we go. Well, folks, my head is killing me with the recent weather in my area and all the flashy bits with this game. I'm going to say, well, usually I go about 4 hours with the break after the first two, after every 2 hours, but right now my head is killing me. So I'm going to say, this is the end of today's episode. I very much appreciate y'all dropping in. I very much appreciate the likes and subscribes. Y'all don't have to do it. I generally do not encourage y'all to like. I don't encourage y'all to subscribe. That's on y'all's own volition. All I would like y'all to do is two things. One, to do whatever it is y'all do after and or during the episodes, because we're going to do that anyways. You're probably going to do that anyways. I know I'm going to do it anyways. And two, kind of take think on this statement. Why enter the arena if you don't have to? That is my catchphrase. That is kind of a philosophy I live by. And for the most part, I'll catch y'all in the bounce.